Oh wait, I should introduce myself. Hello, my name is Cara-Hope Lorraine, and I'm the director for Clothed Identity.
Hi, my name is Joseph, and I was the DP for Clothed Identity.
Hi, my name is Lindy Sage, and I play the character of Lila in Clothed Identity.
If it makes sense and emotionally moves me, then it's done its job.
And that was one of the toughest scenes to shoot because it was really dramatic and intense, and I was not expecting most of the things that they were gonna do.
This film covers very sensitive subjects, and I wanted to be very truthful and very respectful with the way that I was portraying these scenarios.
Just watch it and learn something from it.
First question, favorite scene to film?
You go first.
Okay. What inspired me to write this film is honestly, it's not based on a true story, but there's a lot of true elements to it at the time. I was going through so much in my life. I had just moved to LA. I was trying to be an actor, and there was so much crazy things happening that I just feel like it all boiled into my soul really needing to write out what was going on. And I feel like too, this is based on something about mental health that isn't talked about, specifically anxiety and the repercussions of what it does to your body, to your mind. And I see a lot of films about, mental health here and there coming out, but really specifically anxiety I wanted to touch on and bring light to what that's like in a way that people could really relate to it. And so, yeah, I think there were so many different things that made the script what it was, but I'll never forget sitting down in the spot where we filmed it, where it's based off of in Lazy Bird, and this script just flowing through me. I mean, it was like the Lord just dropped this idea into my mind, and I remember blacking out, and 2 hours later, the entire script was there, and then I only edited it and added it and changed as it went along, but the whole format and film was based right then and there, and it was wild to just see it and to jump into making it come to life. What got me into filmmaking, it's so crazy because I would always shoot a bunch of fun little videos growing up. I had a YouTube phase, so I did a lot of cheesy YouTube videos. I always loved when school projects would ask me to do something, and I would just make it so blown out of proportion and do the most wild things to just make myself interested in it. And so it just really started from childhood videos to, I don't know. And then I moved to LA and I was an actor trying to just make it in the industry. And then I just had this feeling, I was like, man, nobody's really gonna do this for me. So I need to go after it and do it myself. So I just really started to get into doing just all the different realms and just shooting it and whatever I could possibly do to really make stories that I had in my mind come to life, whether I had a bunch of people or a small amount of people or it was just me. I just started experimenting and really had fun with it, and now it's just something that I do every day. My process for directing this film, I really just had to figure it out as I went. It was my first time ever doing a film. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I just kind of took my knowledge as an actor and just put it into this project. I did a lot of things. I talked with so many different filmmakers and would go to coffee shops with them and ask them what can I do? And a great friend of mine, Abby Tozer, who actually worked on this film, she was like, get shot deck and do Milano. And those two things saved my life. So I was able to really plan out what I saw in my mind and put it out before me. I was able to get everybody else on board on Milano and have the script and the whole layout. And so that just really helped me visually with the project. And then when it came to actually directing on set, it was so important to me that I've worked with a lot of directors, and so I've been able to kind of pull from them. And I really wanted the emotion to be just captured in this film because it's so heavily involved around mental health. And so my goal was just kind of as an actor to implement what I knew, what worked for me, and just to speak to my actors in that way, figuring out routes, avenues. I think like respect, space, really creating an intimate zone, making sure everybody on set is completely together, knows what's going on. If there's a really difficult scene coming up, everybody's aware, to just make the process and the whole group just feel very comfortable and ready to go. So yeah, I think I just implemented a lot of my acting style, and then I had worked with a wonderful director back in high school, ironically, but it sticks with me today how she emphasized so heavily on emotional help and like how to do it as an actor, and if the scene's not working, how to kind of reassess and figure it out. So yeah, it was a combination of things. I think I'm still figuring out too. I hope people take away from this project like that they are seen and that they are heard, and I really just hope that everybody who watches it can relate to it in some way. I relate to it. I mean, I wrote it, but it's also like there's so much emphasis on what the root foundation of this film is about, and that's anxiety, identity, and drug abuse in America. And these three things are talked about, but they're not talked about in a way that I want people to really be able to be like, I'm not alone and I relate to her. And or even if you have an issue that you've been dealing with and you feel like you're all alone, to just know that you can speak out about it and we are gonna listen, and people do have a community around them that care and love them. So I just really hope that people feel seen, feel heard, and they can relate to what's going on. My advice is, honestly, it's so cliche, but it's just do it. You're gonna, as you do more projects, as you write, as you figure it out, it just kind of happens. I always say like the art gives you exactly what you need. And if you just are in tune with what story you're doing, that original inspiration in your heart and in your soul, that you're like, oh, this is so special to me and this needs to be talked about or said. And it doesn't matter if anybody else wants to hear it or care. If you believe in it, go for it, and there will always be a way. Like where there's a will, there is a way. So just listen to your heart and create. The way I like to work with my actors, I think first and foremost is I love to like meet with them before even we're on set. I love to do a lot of pre-production meetings. I love to make sure we are working with one another, we're talking about scenes, but also collaboration is really important to me. So I wanna make sure if the actor has something specifically that they see that scene going, that we talk about it beforehand, and then just letting them know that there is room to kind of change and move around things. I don't like to be so set in my ways, because when you're on set filming, a lot of things change. And so, and it's always for the better most of the time. Like everything that went wrong on this set was always for the better. And I look back and I'm like, that noise wasn't supposed to be there, but that's perfect and I love it. So I think it's just really important to make sure that there is trust, communication, and then when you're actually working on scenes with the actors, just really focusing in and being present with what is happening and what the scene is being talked about, breaking it down and taking your time. I think when you rush it, that's when you're rushing the actor, and that creates so much anxiety. Like as an artist, as a performer, if I feel rushed, and there's sometimes it's gonna happen, but if you can control it, then just creating ease and allowing to just feel and be there, it'll do its thing. It's wild. It's crazy because I never thought that I was gonna become a director and that I would love it as much as I do. I'd always had these impulses kind of growing up that this was something I wanted to do, but now actually doing it, it's addicting and I never want to go back, and I just love it and I can't wait for all that's next. So people can support this film by buying our merch, Clothed Identity. We've got some awesome hoodies and tote bags. I honestly really like the hoodies because whenever I'm on set, that's all I wear. You can look at all the BTS photos for this film, and I'm just in a hoodie every single day. But also, we will have donation links, and this film is going to be displayed in the Nuart Theatre for 7 consecutive days to be considered for the Oscars, and that will be in the first weekend. of September. So yeah, come out, come support. So people can support this film by buying our merch, Clothed Identity. We've got some awesome hoodies and tote bags. I honestly really like the hoodies because whenever I'm on set, that's all I wear. You can look at all the BTS photos for this film, and I'm just in a hoodie every single day. But also, we will have donation links, and this film is going to be displayed in the Nuart Theatre for 7 consecutive days to be considered for the Oscars, and that will be in the first weekend of September. So, yeah, come out, come support.